When Parliament resumed on Tuesday after a one-month recess, the loan request proposal was referred to Parliament's National Economic Committee for scrutiny.
And this is not to everybody.
The State Minister for Finance, Henry Musasizi, who appeared before the committee to defend the loan request, says it was urgent to enable government to implement various projects that were stipulated in the 2022-2023 financial year. The 2022-2023 budget stands at 48 Uganda trillion shillings. However, only 23 Ugandan trillion shillings will be locally sources, meaning that 25 Uganda trillion shillings will come from donors and other sources like loans and grants.
We approved the budget in May with various sources of revenue, including budget support borrowing.
Other MPs on the committee, especially opposition lawmakers, wanted Musasizi to break down how the money would be spent. He told them that the loan is for budget support and will be added to the consolidated fund.
At this moment, the way we're handling this loan, it is sending a clear message to everybody that there is a huge crisis in the economy of Uganda. Whether we are going to be chasing away investors or what, because the way we're handling it, it may not be the case. But the way we're handling it, the message which goes out is there is a big problem.
Mind you, we are doing this on behalf of all Ugandans. If we borrow wrongly, we are affecting our children and grandchildren. It should not be rushed. Let's look at each and every aspect so that we come out with a report that is really representing the views and what we would have done.
Robert Sechitoleko, the Bamnanika Country MP, however, says the failure by the government to utilize public fund effectively is the reason why he is skeptical about future borrowing.
It's a total alarming, but now there are some individuals who are pushing a liability to some institutions, like a parliament. Now we are here to claim that you go for a loan facility. You have not explained wider the purpose of the facility. And we have other pending loans which are not yet defined. And to my dismay, our sons and daughters who are paying for this, who are going to pay for this. Because when you watch the situation, there is no future solution, there is no current situation which is giving Ugandans hope.
According to documents tabled before the committee, the loan will be acquired through Standard Chartered Bank, which will act as the lead arranger and agent for Nippon Export and Investment Insurance, a Japanese insurance firm, and the Islamic Corporation for the Insurance of Investment and Export Credit, the providers of the money. Shadow Finance Minister Muhammad Chivumbi questions the interest payment on the part of the loan supplied by Islamic Corporation for Insurance of Investment and Export Credit does attract interest according to Islamic banking regulations. Joyce Wagala, the Matia woman MP, says Uganda's economy is struggling because of bad governance.
You know, something can be bad but not surprising. There's so many things that have been passed in Parliament and they're not good. They affect Ugandans. One of them is that loan of the 1.7 trillion. Very, very unfortunate. Does not meet the standards. It breaks all the laws. It is a bad loan. It is going to affect Ugandans of this generation and the coming generation. But you see, this is what we keep telling Ugandans as the opposition. One thing that I cannot say is that, because such things pass in Parliament and therefore Parliament is not necessary or Parliament should be done away with. It is very important for Parliament to be in existence, for us to be able to tell Ugandans how bad this government is.
Committee Chairperson John Bosco Ikojo and Hassan Chirumira, the Katikamu South MP, were concerned about a clause in the loan agreement that required Uganda to waive sovereign immunity for assets at home and abroad, implying that lenders could seize the country's assets in the event of default. Musasizi, however, dismissed such fears, saying government will ensure the final terms are negotiated in a manner that cautions Uganda's assets.